How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Satisfactory. So, in between episodes, I kind of went ahead and expanded our idea here a little bit for how I want to do production going forward over here. And basically just making it so that way we have kind of a maintenance floor, so to speak, as well as having proper kind of distribution and just trying to make things a little bit more compact so that way when it comes to us having to either add more input or do some sort of balancing, it's just there. And so instead of us having to focus solely on getting like one machine and then having everything connected in like series, everything should more or less be hooked up in parallel now. So everything here will get resources equally, or at least they should. And then just to kind of recap down here, what we have is we have our inputs here. So like this side here, we'll be able to take in 2 iron belts, and then it's going to distribute it to these 4, and then take in 2 iron belts here and distribute it to these 4. And then of course we can use this whole first floor for just kind of routing things and basically hiding away all the ugly conveyor belts that we don't want to see. And then on the second level is where we're going to put the furnaces that we have over here. And then as you can see, we'll have quite a lot of space that we can continue to add more and more furnaces as we get both higher level tech to increase our belt throughput as well as just better ore nodes. Because right now we have the one there, there's one in that direction, the 1 iron over there, and then the 1 iron way over there. So then we have 4 total. So this will be able to support 8 machines based on what we have. From there, we're going to then have, I think, our production stay over here. I think we're going to keep the production side on this pretty much untouched. The only difference is I'm going to move smelting over here so that it's going to give us a little bit more room to expand the production of things, but also just hopefully make the belts a little bit cleaner. We are probably going to raise everything up at least by 1 floor for at least here, and then I'm thinking we're going to have maintenance floors where needed, just so that way we can do routing of belts and whatnot. So that way we can kind of keep the factory looking a little bit cleaner. So for now, my goal is just to move the iron over, and eventually I'll move the copper over on this side, I think. And then kind of just go from there. This will probably last us for a little bit, and eventually we'll probably have to change some things around yet again. But I think for our purposes, this should be fine. We are still waiting on the rotors to be made, but this should be a good little start. I think let's go tap the other iron mine. Let's definitely make sure that this is set though. So I'm gonna just throw those there. And like that. Okay. I'm so used to pressing tab to get out of things in games, depending on like what the menus are set up like. But in this it just opens your inventory. Alright, so those are all set. Let's go tap that other iron mine, and then just kind of while we wait for the rotors, because my goal is to hopefully get steel production, and steel production will allow us to get the better mining, and I believe the better other, there's something else it gives us, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Do we have everything we need for another mining drill? We do, okay. I believe it was up over this hill. But let's just ping it just to be sure. Yeah, so it should be about 100 meters away. There is a kitty cat, but those kitty cats are tiny kitty cats. Ooh, it's a pure node. Fight me. Okay. Well, that's good to see. It is a pure node, so then that actually means we'll be able to support more than I initially thought. Let's go ahead and get So then, not B, although I'll turn B on. Orientate this towards the factory like that. Because this, yeah, is going to be 120 per minute. So really this is like having 2 more mines. So we'll be able to add 2 more smelters to get even more capacity. That does, however, mean we are going to need to use the belt 2s here instead of the belt 1, just so we can have the capacity we need. But as you can see, we don't have enough plate just yet. So as much as I want to be able to use this right here, we just can't currently. And I do want to get the better power poles so we don't have to have a million of them. I mean, the distance on them is still quite impressive. Come on, kitty kitty. They're like, they remind me of armadillos. And, did we get them? Yeah. They remind me of armadillos and then, like, the little roly-poly beetles. You know, come to think of it, I haven't seen a little roly-poly in a very long time. Yeah, so that's going to be all connected up. Let's see, how is power doing? Decent. Not great, but decent. Okay. Oh, and speaking of power, well, not necessarily power directly, but the water. Apparently, you can build a water tower in this, and it functions similarly to real life. The only difference is you don't actually need a buffer of water at like higher ground level. You just need it to be pumped vertically up like 20 meters, and then just have the pipe come back down, and then that action of putting it higher due to physics and the way physics work in this game is it is able to force the water into everything. So you basically don't need any more pumps. So like if we had a water tower like up there, it would just power everything lower than it with the water due to capillary action, or at least the way it's simulated in the game. I don't know what the upper limit on that is and how extremely useful it would be, but I would assume pretty useful. Okay, so let's see. Technically these machines are all still getting iron, but I don't need these anymore, because we did already remove some of the machines we had down. Okay. And I'm just going to throw what iron ore I have on me in there, just so we don't have it cluttering our inventory. We do need to get rid of these iron bars that are on us, but we'll do that here in a minute. Let's head up top and grab whatever refined plate we have made. Hopefully some. I did turn off the modular cube things. These modular frames are being made, just because we have the 50 we need, and then we have about 128 more there. Ooh, good amount of reinforced iron plate, I think it's called. Okay, so let's get that getting over here, and then we'll add 2 more smelters, which will actually help pretty considerably. Ow. Drop here, use our little belt bridge. I want to get the walls with the holes in them for belt to pass through, but I don't know if we're quite ready to just commit resources towards that. Because I'm okay with just having a hole in the wall, and it doesn't need to look good for now, and then we'll worry about it looking good at a later point. I also want to check, is this a pure copper node? Or what is this? I think it's copper. No, it's sparkly, so that's pure, right? No, just normal. Well, that is pure, but the actual node itself is normal. Okay. Are the rarities of the nodes random, or is everything just predefined? I am curious to know. I feel like if everything was set in stone, that might be a little bit of a bummer. I mean, the game's still really good, even with the predefined stuff. Yeah, we're gonna need probably at least another 100 before we can get the iron to where it needs to go. But we're getting there, So then in the meantime, let's let the factory kind of do its thing, because I don't want to convert over just yet to the other model. Because the way we have it set up right now is fine, like it works. Is it efficient? Not necessarily. So let's head back over the river. Let's focus on getting the other side starting to get set up. And then that way we can go from there. What did we say? We set that height to there. Okay. So if we go... So let's see. So we can fit about 3 per 2. Right, so we in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 6 we were able to fit 8. So then we have 3 more, so we could probably fit 4 more smelters. And then it does technically extend to here, so we could do a little bit more. But if we follow in line with this right here, that staircase we have kind of to the left, that's what's in this. Does limit us to how much we can have. But as we upgrade smelting and whatnot, it also increases things, so. Plus, what we could always do as well is build vertically here. And so, like, have this floor be just for iron and stuff. And then have, like, a second floor above be for copper. And then, I'm not really sure what steel looks like or how steel production works in this. So, I have no idea how much space we'll need. There is a bit of some space over there we could maybe use, and then maybe over in the desert, but we'll see. Okay, so we have this kind of space. I'm going to leave it open for now, just while we work. And then the routing of things is what's going to be intriguing. So each one of these produces how much? 30 per minute. So we can run 2 on a belt 1. So 2 per 1 belt. Or we can run 4 per Mark II belt. Okay. Is production capacity in this game measured by belts per second? Or like how many full belts of something you make, like other games? Or is it just like, oh, this one smelter is connected to these 2 crafting or assemblers which are making these other items over there? Like, is it ratioed like that? Like, how do players usually standardize their builds? Because I know, like, in Factorio or Dyson Sphere program, I've seen it where it's belt, or, like, the number of belts you're producing, or, like, items per second. I guess maybe items per second or minute in this would make more sense. I don't know, I'm just trying to get a feel for how to structure things, or, like, how to, like, measure capacity / success. But we'll see. Okay, so we have our assemblers here. I guess what I can do is, so if all of our smelters end here, what we can do is then have all of our, like our output belts and whatnot, they're going to come here, and then we're going to do a 90-degree turn this way, and then we're going to route them everywhere we need. So like up, down, left, right, all that fun stuff. I think that will make sense. And we said we could handle 2 more of these based on capacity. So let's add those. Okay. Now let's head down below to get all that connected. I like how you can see the stuff above, so you don't have to worry about, like, oh no, am I in the right... Like, am I in the right spot? Oh, I messed that one up. Okay, so we'll go like that. And then this guy needs to go there. Nope. 3, like that. Like that. Okay. And then, because this one isn't directly attached to any of them, we now get to play... So there's 5, right? And because there's 5, based on how the math works in this. The splitters work at an even a rate, so we need to do some division. Because we're trying to split it 3 ways, right? So essentially what we want to do is we're building a ghost. I'm trying to think of the name. It's not really a ghost, but like a phantom line. So here it's 1 to 4, 1 to 4, 1 to 2. So what we want is that extra output that would have gone to 2 more machines. We want it to loop back into the input side, so that percentage that was being split to those 2 machines that we don't currently have is actually going to get fed back into this, so then it will evenly distribute to the other machines, if that makes sense. So then if we have 100% on our input, we split it once to get 50 and 50, which then splits again to 2 sets of 25. And then from there, it's going to split to like 13, like what? Or not 13, 12 and a half percentage points. So then if, let's see, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 splits here. So really we're going to have 6. Actually, 5 works fine because it's 20%. Okay, so then this part needs to change, I think. I'm not going to move these just yet. Okay, so we have these 5. So then 100% divided up. Okay, because these are perfectly, like, they perfectly divide things for us, which is nice. So then we could just add enough to basically make a tree, which I don't really want to do. Okay. So those have 1 input. These have 1 input, but they split just fine. Those have multiple inputs. So these are our inputs. That's what these are. And then, okay. So where's the center then? Here. So, okay. I guess we could base it down here. Well, you know what? Let me just see how many we can put up here first before I go trying to build this, because I'm gonna just base it off of how many we can have supported, and then we'll go from there. So there's 2 more. And then technically I can't fit another one. Like if I wanted to fit an equal number down that way, like right here with the copper, I'd have to extend this platform out by 1. So we could get what, 4, 8, 12, 14. Okay, well I'm gonna remove these 2 then. So we're gonna only go up to 12 smelters. So that means we're gonna have 6 sets of 2. Okay. So we'll have input there. We have this input. So then that's 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Really? What? Because then it goes 2 to 1. That's right. So then we just divide it again. So then it goes to 3 and then 3. Yeah. That's fine. Actually, that works fine. Okay. The math in my napkin index card work. Everything will just get 33 and a third. Okay. And then same idea here. Yeah. So then, because these have inputs, okay, we're just gonna remove them like that. Sweet. And because what we want to do now is have it set so the 30% goes everywhere it needs to. What we need to do is kind of how we saw it back here when we set it up, is we want it to feed so that it's an even distribution. So in order to do that, we're gonna have, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4 lines incoming. The only problem is one of them is 120 per minute, so that balancing kind of messes us up a little bit, but it's fine. Because technically, because 60 supports one of these, right? So then Mark 2 belt is needed. Because, well, no. Mark 1 belt is fine because it supports 60 up to this machine. So then Mark 2 needs to go into each of these. So we need 120 ore into each of these machines. So then Mark 2 belt needs to come out of this, essentially. So this is going to be our input where we intake, and then from there we can change. Okay. I'm sure there's a more efficient way to do these balancers, but these are just the way I'm thinking of it. So we can go here, 1, 2, and then 3, right? So then we can do something like that. Kind of like what we, I think, had down originally. Yeah. But there's plenty of space down here that we can rework this as needed. Okay. And then Mark 1 belt can feed into these, and then the only reason we have this Mark 2 here is because it's going to get split from 120 into 60 and 60, and then from 60 into 30 and 30. Okay, so that should be good. And then as things get upgraded, we can upgrade them as needed. And then our belts of ore come in depending on where they're located. So like those two will probably come in here. We'll probably have the 120 connect right here. The 30 and 30 can connect here, and then the one from over there can connect down here, because we only need, right now, just one belt of iron to feed that, so that actually works for what we have. Sweet. All right, well, it looks like we are just about out of time, so I'm going to go ahead and in between episodes, hopefully get everything connected up here, get everything set up for steel production, and probably get that milestone checked off, and then we'll reconvene in the next episode, hopefully with steel researched. This at least producing. I probably won't have it hooked up into all of this just yet, because I'll still be working on tearing that apart. But yeah, that's kind of my goal in between episodes, and I think this format going forward will make sense and work a little bit. So I'm going to do kind of some stuff off camera, but also then do some designing on camera. So like I did the initial design last episode, like, okay, I kind of have an idea for how I want to do it, and now I went ahead and did most of it off camera, and then we on camera did a little bit and just kind of talked through the process. If you like this form more than the other form of every single second being on video, definitely let me know. Or if you guys prefer like longer videos or whatever you guys prefer, definitely let me know down below in the comment section. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Hope you guys learned something. If you guys did, leave a like, leave a thumbs up. Or if you just enjoyed and want to say hi, that's also cool. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one, and peace out.